walkthrough's playthrough of Muv-Luv Unlimited. And this one we're playing Muv-Luv again. The volume was the voice volume was a little too loud in the last bit, so I did up the music and sound effect volume to hopefully match it, or at least be better. Anyways, I keep switching these. Anyway, so let's continue. Which one was this? It's weird. When I first started up, it did start on this save, but when it exited with right click, which actually can show you here, and came back because I went to get the Steam, the little Steam thing that pops in the bottom right corner most of the time. To show you that, it actually just started. It actually just started then. Or sorry, I can't. Sorry, I just woke up, and I'm trying to record this for the day because, well, I got a thing to record because I couldn't record last night. So yeah. By the way, you know what? I'll be right back. Actually, I'm going to do this. Actually, we can just do it next time, never mind. Which, by the way, this isn't a new thing. Well, it's a new thing, however. This isn't a new thing, this video is not a new thing either. It's been a year since last time I recorded, and there's a lot of details which I guess I didn't fully notice before. However, what is different is you can't get back to the two splash screens, or at least not without doing the fishing with the start, with starting a new game thing, by the way. Well, it's the Takaru. Class rep, you in there? Takaru, class rep. Whoops. Sakai. Sakai.
何部屋の前でわけわかんないことわめいてるのよ。
Tishu. Why are you howling in front of my room? Takaru. Oh, she's here.
いて悪かったわね。
Well, pardon me for existing. Wow, angry as ever, I see.
怒ってないわよ。
I'm not angry in the slightest. She said like she's angry. But guess what? I'm going to turn that frown upside down.
Huh?
Did you excuse me? Takaru, I suppose bowing. Takaru, I'm very sorry for what happened today.
Eh?
She said, what? Question mark. Takaru, I'll catch up to you guys before that comprehensive combat thing, So, could you please come down and give me a chance?
怒ってなんかいないってば。それになんだか偉そう。
Tiju, I told you I'm not mad. Also, you really need to stop talking down to me like that, Yes? Tiju, well, I'm sorry for that too then. Tiju bows again. I mean, not Tiju, Takaru bows again. Tiju, Tiju, okay?
わかったわよ。もういいわ。私も感情的になりすぎた。ごめんなさい。
Okay, fine. I get it. I got a little overly. Sorry, I can't speak. I got a little overly emotional myself. I'm sorry. Great. Then we'll just put what happened today past us. Sound good?
なんか偉そうなんだけど。
You're talking down to me again. I guess it kind of is. At least that bit. Talking for. Takaru. I'm sorry.
バカ。
Did you idiot? Takaru.
ねえ、ちょっと聞きたいんだけど。
Tiju. Hey, do you mind if I ask you something? Takaru, what is it?
白金がここに配属された理由。特別の意味。
Tiju, why were you assigned to this unit, Shogane? What makes you special, question mark? Takaru, huh? Well,
ここではお互い詮索しないことが暗黙のルール。だけど、大概は想像できるから聞かないだけ。
Okay, Chizu. There's no fucking rule for us not to pry to each other's business, Donut. But that's partially because we can usually put two and two together on our own.
あなたの場合はなんていうかわけわからないわ。一体何が特別なのか。
Chizu, but in your case, I don't know what to say, Donut. I just have no idea. What in the world is so special about you? Right, if I can come to another world, maybe he's really good at making stuff in that game, which do not live in that world, so yeah. Telcrew, da-da, well, da-da, look to the side. Did you da-da, da-da? Telcrew, da-da, you see, da-da. That. I did say that. I'm really in trouble now. Oh wait, Drat is a better one for that. Drat, I'm really in trouble now, Dot. I sure as hell can't tell the truth, and even if I could, I don't understand what's special about me myself, Dot. No. They tell the truth and just say, yeah. It's the, professor that knows best. Wait, is she professor or doctor? Oh wait, she loves a professor. What is she professor? It doesn't matter. Alright, so it would have been nice if Yuko Sensei had come up with a couple story for me, Dot.
言えないならいいわ。じゃあ大切なものはある？
Chishuru, Dot. It's okay if you can't tell me, but tell me this, Dot. Do you have something you hold dear? Really? Any more, at least? Did he ever? Tucker, what do you mean?
人でも物でも形がなくてもいいけど何か
Did you? It could be a person, an object, or even just a concept. Dot. Anything really. Tucker, oh, in that case, Dot. Yeah, I do.
みんなにもそういうものが必ずあるわ。
Jishu, every one of us has something like that. Tucker, Dot.
それを守れるかどうかはみんなの自覚と結束にかかってる。
Jishu, whether we can protect those things or not depends on how well we work together. Tucker, Dot.
あなた一人が失敗をして失うものはあなた一人のものだけじゃない。それを覚えておいてほしいの。
Chizuru, if you make a mistake on the battlefield, you won't be the only one losing something, Dot. I want you to remember that. That's true. Tucker, Dot, I understand.
たとえ一番大切なものが自分の命だったとしても自分だけじゃ守れないのよ。
Kishu, even if your own life is what's most important to you, Dot, you can't protect it alone. Tucker, Dot, I'll keep that in mind. Something so basic. But true? And a little selfish, but anyway.
言いたいことはそれだけ。引き止めて悪かったわね。
Chishuru, that's all I wanted to say. Sorry for keeping you. Tucker, no, it's okay.
それじゃあおやすみ。
Chishuru, alright then, Dot, good night. Tucker, Dot, yeah, good night.
白金。
Marma, what she said. Tucker, oh, Marmo-chan. Actually, hold on one sec. In case you don't know, and you probably know this already, especially watching this, but you may not. But Japanese culture, bowing is not just like, it's not only shaking hands, saluting, which they also shake their hands and salute in Japan, especially nowadays, but bowing can also be basically saying, you bow down and say you're sorry to show your, to show that you really mean it. Or just for anything, really. So, yeah. Alright, Marmo, Tucker, I mean, instructor.
光月博士がお呼びよ。場所はいつものところだと言っていたけど。
Marmo, good grief, Dada. Professor Kuzumi wants to see you. She said to come to the usual place. Hikaru, oh, okay, message received. Oh, by the way, does dash and sing?
あのね
Oh, for the love ofだだ。
鏡隅かね
Marmo, what she said. Oh, well, what she said in her. The question mark, that too. Hikaru, yeah?
せっかく詳しく説明してもらったのに悪いんだけど
Mario, I feel bad for telling you this after that long explanation, but Hikaru, it's okay if you haven't heard of her. Or have you? Something bad has happened.
残念だけどないわね
Mario, unfortunately I haven't. Okay, good. For now, at least. Hikaru, I see. Thanks anyway.
気になるものいいね
Anyway, something got me curious though, Hikaru, someone who should be here isn't, basically. I just thought that was strange. It was
料
strange.
理に未練でも残してきたの
My own play, perhaps? Partly, not depending on depending on the first game, but definitely an old childhood friend at the very least. Hikaru, something like that, but not really,
はっきりしないわね男のくせに
Marmo, oh, quit being so wishy-washy, Man up. Hikaru, sheesh. If only the other Marmo was this strong, Yeah. Can't imagine anyone being forcing this woman to dress up in ridiculous costumes, yep. Yeah, good question. Marmo, what are you staring at? I guess Hikaru hopefully was looking at her uniform and imagining like, wait a second, that's in costume, but let's hope he was doing anything else, and yeah, that does look odd. And it's terrible of him. Hikaru, sorry, it's nothing.
では連絡は以上副将
Marmo, then that'll be all. Repeat your orders. Hikaru, I'm going to see Professor Kazumi. Side, Kuku Sensei's a little slave driver, calling me down there every single day, And we're not seeing it. So, seriously though, I can't believe she's the most important person around her. I mean, I guess she's always acting like she ran the place, but still, that's true. Maybe she's got some kind of dirt on the CEO guy or something. Isn't she the CEO guy? Or gal in this case. That would definitely be in character for Yuka Sensei, I know. But who knows what the deal is with this one, question mark.
来たわね
Oh, speaking of, she was the person that would dress Marmo in ridiculous costumes. Alright, so, Iku, there you are, Donut. You should, I'm trying to remember what for. Mostly for enjoyment, but also, yeah, mostly for enjoyment, pretty much. What is it today? Yesterday she asked me to do a ton of stuff about, she asked me a ton of stuff about my word's history. I did tell her it's not exactly my specialty, but she insisted. Yeah. I mean, you could ask me about that sort of stuff because I'm good at retaining this sort of information, but yeah. Well, I mean, he's close enough.
今日は散々だったみたいじゃない
Especially if especially since this world is vastly different than the last, so than our world. So it probably can still he's not that dumb. By the way, so you go. Sounds like you made a real fool of yourself today, huh? Like you're hurt.
せっかく特別って言ってんだから何かするらしいことしてやりなさいよ。
Actually, I told them told them all you were special, so at least live up to that somehow. He's doing it in the other sense. Figure I would if I could. Can't you come with some kind of reason why I'm special?
そんなことじゃこっちの世界で生きていけないわよ。
Oh please, you're not going to last long in this world if you're not like that. Figure, so what? As far as I'm concerned, this isn't the real world.
まだ言ってる。
There you go. You're still going on about that? Question mark. I mean, kind of isn't this the world? You came here, and yes, you all lived here all your entire lives, and it's all you know. But that doesn't make it into the real world. That doesn't. Like that came from it anyway. So. Tucker. Like I said yesterday, my peaceful world was way better than this one, even if there were a lot of stupid people in it.
そう。
Nico, is that like really? It was a million times better than a world so scared of any innovation they have to send girls onto the battlefield, yes. Tell soldiers. And
昨
girls
日
no
の
less.
話を聞く限りそれは日本、つまりあなたの周りだけなんじゃない？世界中平和だった？
Nico, from what you told me yesterday, this only applies to Japan. In other words, your immediate surroundings, was your entire world peaceful? Most of the time, yeah. I mean, the real world is only, what, 1, 2, 5 wars going on at once through the entire world? And most countries are peaceful? Even countries that are currently in war, like the United States. It's peaceful, so yeah. And instead of the entire world being at war at once, and basically fighting to survive and all, and most wars are started in the modern world for, well, more pay, not that much, to be honest, but also to help people, stop the people that are being petty. So yeah. Here,
外国の侵略に怯えて女子供まで戦っている国はあなたの世界にはなかったんだ。
Okay, weren't there countries in your world so fearful before an invasion they even send women and children to battlefield? No. Oh, women, yes, because they want to fight. But children, no. I'm trying to think of one actually, right? Well, I mean, yeah, some random African nation, sure, but we don't care about them. And well, not even nation, just random belligerents in a conflict in that nation. I mean, even like the Nazis only tried pulling that towards the end of the war because they were running out of people. Soviets did that because only did it rarely, and if all. So yeah. Figured that out.
まあいいわ。それより今日はあなたがお勉強しましょう。
Nico, moving on. Today I'm going to have you do some studying. Basically learn about this world. Kagero, huh?
今さら人に聞けない世界史を教えてあげるわ。こっちの世界の歴史。
Nico, I'm going to teach you the parts of history you can't ask anyone else about that. History of our world. Yeah, the basics, which you should know because you live here. But if you don't know, that would be suspicious. Or at least odd. Tucker, this world's history? Question mark? Yeah.
これを知らないなんて言ったら即バカ扱いの常識と一般人が知らないレベルの話。
Nico, I'm going to tell you both the absolute basics that literally everyone knows, that the details that the average citizen won't be familiar with. But if you're part of the UN, you probably know, or at least being special and you're lucky.
念のために言うけど、他言無用。
Ego, I shouldn't have to tell you this, but just be clear about it. Nothing I say leaves this room. Especially for the last bit basic, sure you can that can leave the room probably, but the last bit, no, maybe not. Dagger, sure.
昨日そっちの世界の歴史を教えてもらったけど、大きく食い違う部分だけを説明するわね。
Alright, right? Yuko, yesterday I had to tell you, I had you tell me all of your world's history. So I'm going to explain the major differences. Got that okay? Here you go.
まず1944年の大東亜戦争終結のところからなんだけど、日本は無条件降伏なんてしなかったし、核兵器も使われていない。
Yuko, first of all, Japan did not make an unconditional surrender in the Asian Pacific War of 1944, nor were any nuclear weapons used on us. Asian Pacific War? She's calling it that instead of the Pacific Theater of World War II. So just see what the United States and Europe use. Does Japan say the Asian Pacific War about 1944? I mean, yeah, the United States also used that, but sparingly. But anyway, so nor were any nuclear weapons used on us. Okay, so what did happen? Oh, and also 1944, that's Tucker. That 1944 question mark, that is actually a good point. It should be 1945. And also, it shouldn't start in 1944 either. Tucker, the East Pacific War, question mark, yeah, that's it.
まあ、負けたことには変わりないけどね。
Ikuro, we still lost in the end, though. So wait, and also, if Japan didn't make an unconditional surrender, is it in peril still? Yeah, that's not good. Tucker, okay.
で、つい最近まで首都は京都だった。
Yuko, and until recently, Koto was the capital. Is? Wait. Tokyo is the capital of Japan, right? And always has been, right? I'm not going to look at this. I'm totally not going to look this up right now. I don't know every capital of the world. To be honest. And also, I may not know the capital of Florida half the time, and I might not know the capital of Florida half the time, and other half the time I know the I know the other one's the state. You know, Tallahassee's Tennessee. You tell me the difference. I guess Tennessee is the state, Tallahassee is the capital, but alright, so. Yeah, I mean. I kept those stuff here, yeah. But would it be anything else? I just had to make sure, okay. Kotio. I heard of Kotio. I also know nuclear weapons used on you, so that is interesting. Tokyo. What? Question mark, exclamation point, Koto was the capital?
そうよ。鎌倉時代以降、首都はずっと京都よ。もっとも、首都機能そのものは鎌倉や江戸にあったけど。
Yuko, that's right. It's been Kotio ever since the end of the Kamakari period. Return to that. Part of people depend, I would assume. By the way, so, although Kamakari and Indo were the cities that actually did the governing. Okay, I know Indo. Yeah, that's pretty much feudal Japan. Oh, medieval Japan, by the way. So, Kyoto, the capital, question mark. I mean, it's just a place of a lot of old temples, I can't imagine it being the capital, Yeah. Tell me that, too, because, I mean, Jacksonville should totally be the capital of Florida, whereas Tallahassee is just some random place in Florida which no one cares about the Panhandle. Whereas Florida's a big city, it's one of the more popular ones, and yeah, a lot of people think Florida is Miami, and maybe Orlando, but people that know Florida better think it's Jacksonville, especially if you're in the Navy, or in the military period. So, yeah, and there was a big fight, or not maybe a big fight, but there was a fight back in the day, which actually one of my ancestors participated in, which was trying to get the capital of Florida moved to Jacksonville, which obviously didn't happen because capital of Florida is Tallahassee, almost like Tennessee.
江戸時代末期の大政奉還と同時に首都機能を江戸から京都に移して中央集権化、開国を迫った列国に備えたわけ。その後も東京は経済の中心として発展して今まで来たんだけどね。
Miko. So when the Edo period ended and the imperial rule was restored, the governing powers started to move from Indo to Koto. They were preparing to fend off the other countries trying to open up Japan. After that, Indo became Tokyo and grew to be as economic center or an economic center. It's been the way ever since. Tucker. Okay, but he said until recently, where's it until now?
今は東京。
Yuko. What she said pretty much, but it's Tokyo. And she looks a bit forlorn of that. Tokyo, why did it move all of a sudden?
それをこれから順番に説明するわ。
Yuko. I'm going to start explaining that now, but what about the war?
これ、なんだかわかる？
Yuko, dash. Do you know what this is? Mars? Without the little ice caps, and that's... I'm pretty sure that's cavern supposed to be going to left, or right, left to right, by the way. Tucker, it's orange, so that's going to be the Mars, right? It's obviously not Saturn or Jupiter, that's true. If that's Mars at all, that could be the planet where the aliens come from. Mars. Anyway, so Tokyo, that Mars, right?
ごめんと。あなたの世界でも火星はこういうものなのね。
Nico. Very good. So Mars looks like this in your world too. Yeah, that's a relief. Tokyo. Oh, that's not. No, that's not. Tokyo. Yeah, that.
1958年、アメリカは探査衛星バイキング1号を火星に送り込むことに成功したわ。
Nico. The year is 1958. America officially launches the artificial satellite Viking 1 towards Mars. That's a little early for Mars, isn't it? Satellites to Mars. Wait. I should know this, shouldn't I? That doesn't seem a little bit early. I mean, that could be the Viking one. That could be a real thing. Viking one did go to Mars. In 1958, which. Wait a sec. What about the moon? Huh?
で、着陸船を地表に下ろして地質調査や大気分析をしたの。
Yuko, the lander descended to the surface, sampled the soil, and analyzed the atmosphere. A lander in 1958. Could be a real thing. I'm up to date with my old Mars exploration history, but that does seem a little early. Huh? Question mark? I'm not really sure, but I think that I've been more recently in my world. Yeah, question mark. Yeah, same here. Same here. I mean, yeah, there could be satellites going to Mars to orbit it, but not to land. Landing is a newer thing, like the 80s. Like, I want to give it earliest 70s, mostly 80s, and definitely mostly 90s and early 2000s.
で、初めて火星地表の写真が送られてきたわけ。
You go. That's how we got our first pictures of the Martian surface.
みんな期待に胸を躍らせてデータの画像化を待っていたらしいわ。で、これはその記念すべき1枚目。
Nico, everyone waited with high hopes for the data that could be converted into images. From what I've heard, and here's the first picture it's sent. Yeah, this is where the ladies come from, isn't it?
どう？
Nico, what do you think? Mars, lander. That's not a lander, is it? Not something else. The aliens, maybe? Girl. About what? The question mark? I've seen the pictures of the sending rocket landscape before, but
右端に何か見えない？
you go. Can't you see something on the right edge? Yeah. Girl, hey, you're right. There's something there. It's gonna make it out though.
この画像を見た人たちは狂気乱舞したらしいわ。ローウェルの運河説以来のロマン。火星に生物がいる可能性が高まったってね。
Yuko, when people first saw this image, they were absolutely giddy. It was impossible dream that was sparked by Uo's theory of Martian canals come true. There were a high likelihood of life on Mars, and also, I mean, they may not have come from Mars, these aliens, but they could have stopped there before coming to Earth. By the way, so yeah, the Martian canals. In case you haven't heard that theory, which wasn't really a theory to Muv-Luv, especially early people that watched early astronomers. And basically, Martian canals were Lowell found these lines on the Martian surface and thought they were canals, canals like they would be canals in the real world, like for example the Panama Canal, in which there were artificial constructs to move water around instead of just being lines on the surface or natural canyons. So yeah, this would be interesting if you saw a alien life even in today's world. What? Question mark, exclamation mark, or exclamation mark, question mark? Life on Mars? That's a big
こ
difference.
の画像送信を最後に着陸船が通信不能になったせいで、学会は画像の真贋をめぐって大騒ぎ。
Yuko. They lost contact with the lander after this image feed, which sent the scientific community into a frenzy over the authenticity of the image.
おあつらい向きにその後の着陸船を搭載した米ソの生物探査計画がことごとく失敗。
Yuko. And of course, subsequent joint American-Soviet project to send a lander to investigate the existence of life there ended in failure. Joint American-Soviet. Okay, sure. In 1958. But once the Apollo program finished. I gotta look it up again. I'm terrible today. Also, I want to be absolutely sure. Yeah. It was before 1970 is what Kennedy ordered. So, yeah, that's what I thought. I just had to confirm. Yeah, Sputnik was launched in 1957 in our world. The first satellite. So, in this world, people were having a satellite in space, or at least a cheetah, which is Mars. And landed a lander on Mars before doing it on the moon. Of course, assuming that they didn't land anything on the moon prior to this, which they probably did, just a little earlier than we did. Which, yeah.
一部じゃ火星人が撃墜したとかしないとかでまた大騒ぎ。失敗の原因は単なる故障だったんだけど。
Because there was another huge uproar as some thought the craft had been shot down by Martians. However, it turned out to be the cause was a simple mechanical failure. Tucker, in my world, I'm pretty sure there wasn't any life on Mars. Nothing that big at least. Yeah. If there's gonna be life on Mars, in which we haven't even found in 2017. It's gonna be micros at this point, Not that. Definitely not that.
でもね、生きている衛星からのデータを解析すると、その生物は火星全土に生息していることが分かったのよ。
Eco. Now listen to this. Sorry, can't read. Okay, after analyzing, I'm saying it weird. After analyzing the data from the surrounding satellite, we've learned that those creatures inhabited the entire surface of Mars. Oh wow.
で、その生物は火星起源種と考えられていた。ところが、その説の根幹を揺るがす事件が起きたのよ。
Alright, so drinking water. Okay. Yuko. At first, we assumed they were creatures native to Mars. However, something happened which tore foundation out from under that theory. Yeah, what? What was that?
結論から言うと、火星に生物はいなかった。いえ。
Yuko. We eventually concluded that there was no life on Mars, or rather, not. Yeah, like I said, they were probably stopping up at Mars, conquering that before coming to Earth.
ここに写っているものは火星起源の生物ではない可能性が高くなったと言った方が正確。
Because it became apparent that the entity in this picture wasn't native to the planet. That's probably a more accurate way of putting it.
1967年、国際高級月面基地プラトー1の地質探査チームが月面でその生物と同様の存在を確認した後、消息を絶ったサクロボスコ事件。
In 1967, a geographical survey team from the Permanent International Moon Base Plateau 1 confirmed the existence of similar life forms on the moon's surface. After that, all communications were lost in what's known as the Sabrosco incident. Yeah, 1967. They have a moon base already. Yeah, apparently there was some life on the moon. She found that immediately on Mars, but they didn't find it immediately on the moon, even though they were having a moon base on it. But I guess they were more hidden on the moon because the moon doesn't have an atmosphere. And that's so they already had a moon base prior to probably prior to Mars, which makes sense. That's what you do. So yeah, probably if it was joint American Soviet, they probably didn't have a space race. If they did, it began much earlier. I mean, we still don't know the history of the world where she's playing right now. Like the Asia Pacific War, what happened to War II? If there was even War II, why American Soviets were together. So yeah, by the way, moving on. Tucker, moon base? Yeah. Tucker. In my world, I'm pretty sure we don't have any of those yet, do we? No, you do not. It's pretty sure 2001. And it's 2017, we don't have it either, so yeah.
これが人類史上初めての地球外起源種との直接的接触。そして。
Go. This was humanity's first recorded encounter with an this was humanity's first recorded encounter with extraterrestrial species. And also, losing the life on the moon.
人類史上初の地球外起源種を敵とした戦争の始まりってわけ。
She swallowed. That's the beginning of our first recorded war against one. Yeah. Hopefully our last, if we can hit it fast. Tucker,
すなわちこれが国連軍呼称でベータと呼ばれる私たちの敵。
Yuko, these are the creatures the UN forces named the Beta. Our mortal enemies. Decker Beta? Yes, I guess you can pronounce it like that.
Extraterrestrial origin which is adversary of human race. 人類に敵対的な地球外起源生命ってとこかしら。
Yuko, pretty much what she said, because she said in English. By the way, so yeah, the beings of extraterrestrial origin and adversaries of the human race. That is the full title, I think. Yeah. That's probably named by American. The American military with its acronyms, or maybe NASA. unless they exist in this world. Tucker beta da. Yeah. Yuko, what's wrong? Can't you got your tongue? Tucker, I don't really know what to say, This is way too crazy. It is. But that's what this world is.
まあ聞きなさい。1973年には彼らはとうとう地球に到達。
Yuko, chuckle. Well, listen anyway. In 1973, they finally arrived on Earth. Were you ready? Tokuru's heart pounds. Dash exclamation question mark?
中国の新疆ウイグル自治区カシュガル近郊とその翌年にはカナダのサスカチアン州アサバスカにベータをたんまり乗せたユニットが落ちてきた。
Light units crammed full of beta fell into vicinity of Kashgar. And in the Xinjiang, a tenuous region of China. And in the following year, at Lake Abesa and I should know that Lake Abesa and I should know that word actually. I think I've pronounced before. Switch and Canada. Okay, that's not good. Well, what? Wait. Oh, we should go. Well, what happened to the moon?
国連宇宙総軍はプラトー1を放棄して月から撤退。地球に敵が来ちゃったんだもん。それどころの騒ぎじゃないわよ。
Yuko. The UN Space Forces abandoned Pluto 1 and retreated from the moon. The enemies had come to Earth. After all, there's no point in fighting up there. Do you still have a moon base? But yeah. Do you still have a moon base and be able to do things you're going to do on the moon? But still, that's probably a good decision. Alright, so Tucker, that's true, I guess.
月は地獄だ。
Yuko, the moon is hell. Huh? Another question mark?
生還した月面総軍司令の有名な言葉よ。
Yuko, a famous quote from a general of lunar forces who made it back alive. Tucker, then the ones that fell to Earth.
最初に落ちた方は中国が国連軍の受け入れを拒否して手遅れ。交代に交代を重ねた挙句、中ソ連合軍が戦術核による焦土作戦を展開。
1973 AD. Yuko. When the first one failed, China rejected assistance from the UN forces until it was too late, because China. Yuko. Making retreat the Chinese and Soviet armies initiated the scorched earth strategy involving tactical nukes. Wow. Okay, I mean, that might kill aliens, but it might break the environment when you do win. That's what Kashgar is. In English. Wait, hold on. Oh, still English. Actually, you might as well stay right there. Actually, I think we're almost done. It's fine. It's fine. Tucker, wait, nukes? Question mark? Yeah. And that region looks like.
人類には彼らとまともにやり合えるだけの通常兵器がなさすぎたってことね。
Here you go. Mankind had no conventional weapons which were effective against them after all. Yeah.
カナダに落ちた方は中国の教訓を生かした米軍がユニットの落着直後に戦略核の集中運用でなんとか片付けたわ。
Yuko, The American army learned from China's mistake when the lightning unit fell in China, or fell in Canada, I mean. They managed to eradicate it right on impact using concentrated strategic nukes. Tucker. So then, that American one, didn't they, or at least held them off for the time being?
カナダの半分が人の住めない土地になったことを勝ったというならそうね。
Yuko, that's making half of Canada unhabitable qualifies as winning. Half of Canada? They dropped it that big of a mess? And also notice this map is extending.
そして1998年の夏、カシュガルのハイブ、まあ奴らの基地をそう呼ぶんだけど、そこから投進してきたベータがついに日本へ上陸。
Your nuking sister country is never easy, or shouldn't happen at all. But anyway, so you go. Then in the summer of 1998, the Keshgar Hive dash, or hives are what we call their bases dash, released hordes of beta heading east. They eventually reached Japanese soil. Yeah.
北九州をはじめとした日本海沿岸部に上陸した彼らは1週間もしないうちに九州、四国、中国地方に侵攻。
1998 AD. Yuko. They first landed on the shores of northern Kyushu, what that is, and within a week, they had overrun all of Kyushu. Shukoi and Kogukoi. Sorry, I'm still mispronouncing that part. And all that.
ちなみにね、この地方をすべて合わせると人口は当時4000万人いたの。わかる？
Okay, that helps. Yuko. Oh, by the way, the populations of all those regions combined was around 40 million. See what I'm getting at? Wow. Okay, from western Japan and moved up. Yes, Dada?
そこに住む約4000万人の人々はどうなったと思う？
Yuko. What do you think happened to those, or what do you think happened to those 40 million people? I don't know. What do the aliens do? Do they just kill, or do they do flood strategy where they combine to make more aliens?
犠牲者3600万人。ざっと当時の日本人口の 30% ね。
Yuko. 36 billion casualties. At the time, there was 30%. At the time, that was 30% of the Japanese population. Oh wow. And we all know how closely populated Japan is, or how densely populated Japan is. Dot.
あなたの知る日本でそれだけの人間が1週間で死んだと想像してみなさい。
Yuko, think about your Japan, and imagine that many people dying within a week.
まあこの時点で世界の 60% 以上が死んでるんだから、そのぐらい誰も驚きはしなかったんだけどね。
Also Tokuro 100 pounds. Yuko, of course, over 60% of the world's population was dead by this point. Oh wow. 1998, what was the population? Well, it's 5 billion now. Probably was 4 billion back then. So yeah, 6% of 5 billion. That's over 3 billion. That's not good. Which, by the way, I was born 1995. So if I live in this world, yeah. If I was in Florida, and apparently not safe at this point, I think. So yeah. By the way, so Yuko, of course, over 60% of the world's population was lit by this point, so no one was really surprised by it. Found it? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't read that before commentating. That's not bad. Takuru, what?
今現在地球の総人口は十数億人よ。
Yuko, the current world population is just over 1 billion. Oh wow. And how much of a land is there left? I mean, by the time of Command & Conquer 2 in 2020, it was a similar situation, which got progressively worse till Command & Conquer 3 and in 2030. Was it 2040? Mine's being weird to me today. And then Command & Conquer 4, which was the safety zones called blue zones, which were where basically modern, if the future life would take place. And then there's something called yellow zone, which is where the majority of the population live, which that's a very all over the place, but not too bad. And then there's red zones, which are completely Tiberian, which no one can live. In Command & Conquer, all the blue zones were lost by Command & Conquer 4 start. including where the GDI, the leader of the world, was had the headquarters, which was in London. Even then, London was completely consumed by Tiberium. So yeah, this plot is very similar to me to the Command Conquer plot. Except Command Conquer is much happy. Look at this game's happy. But Command Conquer is also happy, and you fight with Tiberium, or no, harvesting Tiberium to fund your forces. So yeah, which I really want there to be a Muv-Luv strategy game at this point. At least I want to make a mod for it somewhere. By the way, so Yuko, the current world population is toward 1 billion, yeah. Takuru, that at 1 billion? And you wanted to know, Takuru? 1 billion and 1. Wasn't this population about 6 billion? Question mark? That was up to them. So yeah, that's fine.
でも、奴らの進行は止まらない。奴らは人間なんて目じゃないの。強いて言うなら、目的は地球そのものなのよ。
There you go. But they didn't stop there. They aren't after as you see that at the best we can conjecture. Their objective appears to be the Earth itself. Yeah, they want to control Earth for some reason. They want a new home. Just like Mars, just like the moon. Darkroad, heart pounding.
奴らの通った後には本当に草木の一本も残っていない。日本も例外じゃなく自然が根絶やしにされてしまった。たった1週間で。
Eco. Wherever they went, not a single blade of grass was left. Quite literally, Japan was no exception. All flora and fauna were eradicated in only a week. In the entirety of Japan, even where you are right now. I mean, yeah, we looked at when at the beginning of the game we saw outside, and it was all desert, all sand. So I guess the beta, they absorb life and absorb a planet's whatever to live, and then they go on to the next. That is like the flood. And we all know how the foreigners took care of the flood, no, don't we? So yeah. Oh, that's the case, but still. Tucker help hunting. Da.
首都京都は陥落し、在日米軍は日米安保条約を一方的に破棄してさっさと本国に帰った。
Yuko. The Okato of Kyoto fell. U.S. forces stationed in Japan broke the security treaty and went back home. Oh, come on. That wouldn't happen. Oh, they didn't have much of a choice in the matter, did they? Tucker, so that's how Tokyo became the capital, but why didn't they go further away from the enemy? Like, why not the Pearl?
その時、とっくにソビエトはやられていて、共産党政府はアラスカに逃げちゃってたからね。北海道もかなり危なかったね。
By then, the Soviet Union had long been decimated, and the governing Communist Party had fled to Alaska. So, Hokkaido wasn't safe either. They come from the north as well, or at least I come from the north, so Tokyo's like the spot. Because Tokyo's like, and Japan's like this, Tokyo's around here. Tokyo, oh, I see, that.
で、京都陥落以降、近畿地方の一部と東海地方は最優先で避難命令が出され、2500万人の人々が大移動。
Yuko. So after Koto fell, an evacuation order was issued, with top priority given to the part of the Kinti region and the Tokai region of Honshu. 25 million people had to move. Oh wow, that. Tokyo, where did they go?
逃げられるならどこまでも。でも航空機の使用は不可能で、特に陸路での避難は混乱を極めた。
You go. Wherever they could escape to. However, no one could use aircraft, and the overland use were especially chaotic. Oh wow. How about I draw that? why not aircraft? Because they get shot down by the beta. And we're learning to use suspicious colors, so they were convoys? Boats, maybe? Tukaru. Why were there no airplanes?
奴らは空を飛ばない。その代わり、空を飛ぶものを瞬時にして撃ち落とす。
You go. The enemy can't fly over, they can instantaneously shoot down any aircraft from the moment they reach flying altitude. Oh wow. And it's why you need mechs that are planes on the ground. How do we get the face on?
戦場において制空権のものを言う時代は今から30年も前に終わったのよ。そして代わりに戦術機の時代が来たってわけ。
Eco. The era when air superiority won battles ended 30 years ago. Now we have an era of TSS instead. Yes. C.
オーストラリアが移民の受け入れを表明してくれてかなり接近も流れたわ。
Australia announced that they accept the refugees, so a lot of them went that way. Is it safe? Tucker, is Australia safe? Well, safe enough at the moment, at least at the moment.
あそこは海に囲まれてるからまだね。時間の問題だけど。
Eco. Since it's surrounded by water, yes, for now, it's only a matter of time, though. Australia is a pretty big continent, and they managed to land on Canada, which isn't that as big as Australia. No, because Australia's very small, I guess. In where we know things are considered, but still.
で、在日米軍撤退後、帝国軍、帝国本土防衛軍が必死に頑張ったものの、残念ながら首都圏まで侵攻され。
Okay, anyway, after the U.S. forces in Japan retreated, the Imperial forces, like I said, they're still Imperial Japan. The Imperial forces specifically the Imperial Japanese Mainland Defense Force fought desperately against the hordes of Beta. Unfortunately, the capital was surrounded and overrun. Oh, they lost Tokyo too? Tucker, returning to a battlefield.
そう、1999年の話。
Yuko, yes, back in 1999. Tucker, just 2 years ago?
もっとも、その数ヶ月後には大東亜連合と米軍を主力とした国連軍と協力して本州島を奪還した。
However, it was only a few months before a UN task force made up of American and COSIN troops retook the mainland Japan. America, at least they'll come back. Basically, they treat the America, fought off the aliens there, secured America, getting money to come back to Japan. That's what it always is. I guess the Americans made the UN task force. Actually, they were a thing before because they had a moon base. Basically, they had forces on the moon, didn't they? By the way, moving on. COSIN. I don't know what it said for again. I forget if you didn't say already.
実質勝てたのは米軍が無理やり投下した2発の新型爆弾のおかげなんだけどね。
Nico, that may sound nice, but essentially we won only because the Americans unilaterally dropped a pair of experimental bombs. Were they nukes, or were they better for everyone?
そして今に至るというわけなんだけど。
You go, and that brings us to today. To go.
感想は？
Your thoughts? You live here now, don't you? That's what I said. No, what you said. Takuro, I can't believe it. Are the beta really that strong? We're going to get slaughtered out there. That's what your mechs are for, aren't they?
強いわよ。何しろためらわないもの。
They're strong doesn't help that they're completely capable of fear, like because they come from space and they live in space. I would presume. Actually, they live on planets. They live on celestial bodies, but they can fly through space apparently. Guess we'll see that later. Yeah. What they're after?
現在のところ不明。 それが判明することがあるのかしらね。
Eco. Currently unknown, although I do wonder, if there might be a way to find out. Can you connect to that brain? Don't have any telepaths around here, don't you? Or do you? Or we could simply ask. That would work too, wouldn't it? Yeah. Oh, Toko. I really have... I can't think of the name. I'm easily involved already, so, Toko. Or Tokyo. That's alright, I can't forget. I was doing it fine earlier by myself. What's that supposed to mean, Dada? Question mark? Turku. Dada, I knew it. I knew it. I just couldn't. I just can't. Dada. I can't accept this world. Ego. Dada. Dash. I'm not going to accept the Tokyo. Tukuru is his name. Tukuru. Dash. I'm not going to accept this effed up world. And he didn't say effed up.
どのみちあなた一人でどうにかできるもんじゃないわよ。
Ego. It's not something you can do much about either way. Well, you can find a way to get him back and get back to the population if you're losing it badly. Although that could mean that the beta will go to our world, which would be very, very, very bad. Moving on. Especially since this world was militarized from the start and had the ability to go to Mars in 1958. The Tucker.
あなたが認めようが認めないが、これが常識ってことになってるから。
Pico. This is simply the way a world is, whether you like it or not. Right, I guess. But.
今日はここまでにしましょうか。
Eco, smiling. That's not for today. Sure, that's a little history lesson. A sad one, but a history lesson. Remember, she was born in this world too. She was, She probably saw the start of it, or at least she was born around the start of it.
前日機乗るんでしょ。頑張りなさい。
Eco. You want to pilot TSF? Right? Work hard out there.
何？話としては面白かったでしょ。
Eco. What? Wasn't it a fun little story? Yeah. I guess. I mean, I'm one of those people that would go to the Command and Conquer world, or that would like to live in the Command and Conquer world. So yeah. And also, like there's a joke among the 140K community that people that Star Trek fans when they go to the Star Trek universe, people Star Wars fans when they go to the Star Wars universe, people for 140K don't go there at all. It depends on where you're going in the 140K world. Because some places are the modern day, some places are futuristic, some places, well, are your typical 140K. But, you know, it would be interesting. Anyway, so, yeah. I would not mind. Tukaru. I guess so. That's pretty... It's a pretty impressive setting, at least. Yeah.
あなたにとってはそれだけのことよ。それじゃ、おやすみ。
Sure, I suppose that's all it is to you. Now then, go. Good night. Good night. Well, Tucker, you're here now. Might as well make the best of it. I can't believe it. I become the hero as well. An alien invasion? The world population is only 1 billion. Yeah. Even if my own life is what's most important to me, I can't predict it on my own. Or I can't predict it on my own. I feel like I'm starting to understand why she said that. And yeah, in spite of everything, these guys seem pretty upbeat. Yeah, they live here. This is their world. Like if you go to some of the more downtrodden places on Earth that are full of war, I guess like now Syria, but also Africa and what have you. They're pretty upbeat too, or at least a lot of them are. And even the natural disaster that's happening right now, or is happening, the catastrophe, the hurricane. Sorry, it's an H. I've been watching it constantly all day, but everyone's pretty much upbeat, even though they lose their city, their house, their belongings. Mostly not loved ones, but sometimes, and still, and they're upbeat, and neighbors helping neighbors. Freaking Harvey is what it is. That had Houston, southeastern Texas. I'm going to say Houston, but that's just a major city. The rest of the southeast of Texas, and everyone there is from watching news coverage of it ever since it started. Everyone's pretty upbeat. Everyone's happy despite the worst has happened. But anyway, so yeah. So this will make sense. Alright, so which by the way, Tucker, which means that this is just normal for them. Yeah. It would start before they were even born. It's always been the part of their daily lives. They never had any reason to question it. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Dash, Tucker, dash. That only applies to Japan. In other words, our immediate surroundings. Dash, wish your entire world's peaceful. Tucker, I know, I know she got a point there, Maybe, most of the world wasn't really at peace, Dash, but it's just ridiculous. I won't accept this. How do I get back? November 1st, 2001, Thursday. Quick save.
本日よりの座学
Herald
は
it.
カリキュラムを変更して
Sure.
これまでの復習を駆け足で行う
Oh, didn't mean to do that. Did not mean to do that. My bad. Like I said, I'm a bit stiff. Alright, so there we go. Which by the way, let's get 3 days. Wow. Okay, sure. Which by the way, if you didn't notice already, or maybe you didn't notice because you're watching this in the future, or this is your first video of me watching it, or watching it right now, regardless. I did switch all the titles to put in the titles of the day in which the video takes place in. Like for example, this would be 26th to November 1st. As well as the title of the episode, if there is one. Or title of the episode, title of the chapter which begins. Right, which that video begins with. And because having just the game, having just Muv-Luv Unlimited part something playthrough, and then just blank, it was a little dry to me. So what I decided to do is add my typical thing about adding the chapters in it. So yeah, I have basically if there is a new chapter, if the chapter begins, or if there's such a chapter, put that in there. If not, I just put in the days. So and it also helps people that are wanting to follow this from other people or are playing it on their own and are stuck. I'm pretty sure you can get stuck, but in case you want to see that specific time, you can see it. Alright, by the way, that'll be it for this video. Thanks for watching. Don't appreciate watching on this video. The game definitely did pick you up, didn't it? Yeah, I mean, that's one world. I mean, it keeps reminding me of the fact that the situation could have been similar to me, where I would be taking to the Command & Conquer world, and then that would be like for example, Command & Conquer 2 takes place in 2020, 2 years from now. So imagine in 2 years I get transported there, and yeah, and then basically that will happen in this game. But anyway, so yeah, I mean, like the main idea behind Muv-Luv, like the main lesson behind it, because this game did have a lesson to teach the young people of Japan when it first came out, was to value who you are and value where you're from. Because as we all know, Japan and in America too, but in America too, it's there. Let's try that again. Because in Japan, there's a lot of young people that want to be like Americans, for example. They want to be not Japanese. Like for example, in the base game, Tucker wants to be anything else than what he is right now. He wants to live anywhere else but what he is right now, preferably America if you can get away with it, but yeah. I guess the point is here in America we got something which people like to call weeaboos, which are people that like to be Japanese, very much so. Um, but the thing about Americans are which are different, and the thing about Americans which is different typically, um, is the fact that Americans don't typically want to leave the United States. They may want to pretend they want to do it. Like there's countless people that that claim like Soviet Union, claim like Nazi Germany. They stand for and whatnot. But if given the chance, those people would not want to go there. However, the thing about America is, the thing about America is, regardless of regardless of what people say about America, is people have always looked up to America. Have always done it. Even since the Revolution, where people looked up to America. People want to be, and people from other places wanted to be American. That's why America is filled, or there's so many immigrants to America, because people want to be American. And this game was a version to that. And it's good. I mean, and this is where we really get into that theme. So yeah, but again, like this game is definitely one of the better Japanese sci-fi universes, believe it or not, and this is why. But you probably believe it now, but this is why. So yeah, this is why I want to play Young Louis so bad. And again, hopefully I'll be able to complete it by the time Alternative comes out. I can just play it later. By the way, so yeah. Alright, by the way, that'll be it for this part. Thanks for watching. But things are a whole lot different in this world than ours. And let's see if Tokuro can be the hero which this world deserves and wants and needs. And all that. And let's hope we can. And let's hope we can lead him to the better, lead him and them to the better world. Because that's what I do. I'm the good guy mercenary. I go to places and save them for reasons that are unbeknownst to everyone, including myself. I just do it because I can, and I want to, and it's all. Not because I want to, and it's it's a good thing. It's a good thing to do because it's a good thing to do. It's the right thing to do. But anyway, so yeah, all right, so. That'd be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and I guess see you in a second.